I started having concerns about my brain health around 2005, 2006. And it was nothing that particularly concerned me, but I was noticing differences in how my brain was working, and all the normal things that you now associate with dementia: forgetting the odd word, forgetting people's names, forgetting to attend a meeting, wasn't typical of me because I had a phenomenal memory. I never needed to write anything down. In fact, I never used to take notes at school. My brain just would soak everything up. It was brilliant. I didn't understand why people took notes. And all of a sudden, things were just changing a bit. But I wasn't that concerned because it's sort of typical things that everybody experiences. You forget things one day, remember things the next day. Anyway, Peter, my now husband, in 2006, asked me to marry him. And there was just enough niggles in the back of my mind that something wasn't quite right in my brain, that I wanted reassurance that I was okay, or to know that I wasn't okay. Because if I did have something serious wrong, I wasn't going to marry him. So I was really looking for the okay to go and get married, if you like. So I went to the GP, told him my concerns, where the problems were, and he said, "So what do you want me to do about it?" I thought, well, that's great. So I said, "Well, am I okay or not?" He said, "Yeah, you're fine, off you go." So off I went, and I got married. And to this day, Peter said we would have got married regardless of the diagnosis. I say I wouldn't put it on him, but that's what he says. So, but I'm eternally grateful, actually, that the GP did just dismiss me, because we have a very good marriage. In 2010, 3 years later, I was having more problems. Things were getting harder, and more atypical things for me were starting to happen. And then we were going through an industrial tribunal at work, and I was sort of stuck right in the middle. It was between one of our directors and our governing body. And I ran the organisation, and it was a highly, highly stressful time. It was totally tearing the organisation apart because we were very small. So again, I went back to the GP, and this time he said my brain memory problems were because of stress, and also the menopause, and also I might be a bit depressed, and also there's a bit of ageing in there. And also, because I take thyroxine, maybe I needed to up my thyroxine level. So again, wasn't dementia. Go away, it's not dementia. 2 years after that, in 2012, I finally got the diagnosis. An event happened where I had a very difficult business meeting with a man I'd never met before. The meeting was 2 hours. We were face to face for 2 hours. And at the end, we had a good outcome. So I went away feeling very good. 2 weeks later, I was at a conference, and a man came up to me and said, "Hello, Hilary, how are you?" And I looked at him and I thought, I haven't a clue who you are. And you can guess what I'm going to say. It was a man I'd spent 2 hours with face to face only 2 weeks earlier. And that really, really worried me. So that prompted me to go back a third time to my GP. This time, I didn't see my GP. I saw a registrar. And to this day, I think if I'd seen my GP, I'd have been dismissed again, because my brain function, my cognitive abilities were still very good. I had a very high IQ, and it was still way above average. So on that side of things, I score really well and still do today. It's my memory that's the problem. Anyway, the registrar had enough concerns. He sent me to see a neurologist. I got the brain scan, did the tests, got the diagnosis.